Hi, we're the directors and founders of United Edge. My name's Daniel.
And I'm Matt.
We both come from humanitarian and development background, myself working a little bit more in human rights and youth and child rights, and Matt a little bit more in humanitarian. We've been doing that for many years. So we support change makers around the world to break out of systems that are unhealthy systems and to look for alternative models for trying to solve some of the world's most serious problems.
One of the ways that we do that is by supporting people working in humanitarian development and social change work to build their capacity so that they can start challenging the systems that they're working in. Basically, we've developed the justice-based approach as a way to move beyond the limitations of conventional rights-based approaches. It's been 25 years since the UN adopted officially the human rights-based approach. A lot of our organizations changed our work in radical ways to reflect that. But 25 years later, the world has changed and there are still massive limitations and gaps. So this training is really about filling those gaps. The justice-based approach is all about trying to move beyond where we've already gotten. Human rights-based approach as a minimum standard, not a gold standard anymore. What can we do to move beyond that?
So there are basically two parts of the justice-based approach. The first looks at the human rights-based approach and looks at the ways that we're not quite fulfilling it very well. So ways that we can improve our work, ways that we can really achieve this minimum standard. And the second part of it is really looking at 5 separate pillars, the 5 pillars of the justice-based approach, which is all about looking at systems, models, actions, decisions, and accountability. These are the 5 things that make up the justice-based approach, and we break down all of these and look at ways that we can practically address these issues in our work in order to actually achieve justice. The Better Development Justice Approach Training is a 3-day training. Each session has a particular theme that looks at either one of the key parts of the justice-based approach, or it looks at one of the ways that we can internalize that in our organizations and our work. The training itself is extremely interactive. We have lots of opportunity for fun activities. We keep people engaged the whole time. At the same time, it's really packed as well. It's full packed with lots of information, lots of different approaches, different tools that people can use, and lots of opportunities to learn and share from each other.
Some of the themes that we really try to tackle in the workshop to make it especially practical for people's work is program and project management, strategic design, evidence-based decision-making, participation, monitoring and evaluation, and how to improve our impact and the information that we have. We're trying to look at these themes not from the traditional angles and the conventional ways that people speak about them, because there's a lot of dry kind of tick box type exercises that people go through when they do a training on these topics. But what we need to do is to change people's thinking, to give them new lenses so that when they come to these topics, their approach, the way that they actually put it into practice is different. We need to start working differently if we're going to tackle the size of the problems that we have in the world today. And that's how we're coming at each of these areas.
So the people who come to our training come from a really, really wide range of organizations or movements. We have people from the UN and the Red Cross down to like local CSOs and grassroots organizations, even individuals who are trying to improve the lives of their communities. A lot of them are big international NGOs as well, humanitarian and development. One of the things that we really like about that, one of the things that we notice is that it's an opportunity to cultivate leadership. So some people come to the training who are already leaders. They're country directors and they're regional directors. Some of the people who come to our training are field staff, or they're people working on the ground, really doing the work themselves. And having everyone come into this training together is an opportunity for them to learn from each other and for us to support them to become stronger leaders in everything that they do.
Yeah, just to add to that, the training is really for all levels and departments of staff. We are spending 3 days of intensive and interactive learning to develop critical thinking and reflection for leadership and for programming. And that means that the contextualization is done by the participants, every individual, whether they're working in programs or in advocacy or in finance or in IT. We've had participants from all departments, whether they're entry level or heads of large organizations as well. We are also engaging with our participants as people. They're not just coming as program managers, project managers, country directors, whoever they may be. their fathers, mothers, daughters, they have their friends, their citizens. So the justice-based approach is more than just pushing our work to the next level. It's about pushing us to be leaders in social change development, humanitarian work, in our work and in our lives.